We are live. We are live. We are live here on Talk Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you received the notifications regarding me being late today. If you did, thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live. We are back and we are live. We have no sports in the background because Lord knows I'm watching Orlando and Portland. So you know it's a slow night. Anyways, but something to pass the time anyways. But thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live on IG, YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers as always. And how you doing? Hope all is well tonight. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTLK.com. I have a vintage Duntalk here tonight, but the fall winter line is out now. I have a new microphone here, so I hope you can hear me that much better on Instagram. I'm still getting more technology for YouTube, so do stay tuned for that. Yes, I'm instituting a new microphone. Just let me know if the microphone is indeed working if you are out there. And let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, very happy to do this show yesterday after what we had to endure last night with regards to the race to the bottom, literally through Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue. But that is over now, thank goodness. They are off. They are in the streets, belong to the streets, and to the streets they will remain. And we are out of the streets now, back into some salubrious surroundings here, and we will get into the fact that black men are doing very well going into 2025, and we have verification that through statistics, ladies and gentlemen, we are one who will always bring out statistics, because if we don't do it, if black men don't do it around these spaces, no one else will. So, and we will let stereotypes pervade, which within our community, our own community, is is a known national pastime, well, international pastime, well, worldly pastime. But anyways, nonetheless, we are back here on Talk Talk Live, so thank you very much for joining me. So let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Into the browser I go, bish, bash, bosh, and into the story we have here. And we have one man to thank. If you do not know, now you know. It is Media Man. Media Man doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. I think he's up to 40, 45,000, 47, 48,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to Media Man. He is setting the record straight for black men everywhere, and we owe a huge debt of thanks to him at all times. And whenever he comes up with things like this, I always like to put them out there for the public to watch here. And yes, indeed, it is a Delano Banton. Just hit the floor for the Portland Trail Blazers, Rexdale's finest. So again, shout out to him. Yes, indeed. So let's get into it. Black men made historical leaps in 2024. Yes, indeed. We are thriving in 25, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we are dispelling rumors left and right and showing that we are the confident, intelligent, assertive men that the Godfather himself wanted us to be all along, even though they tried to dance to his grave. He is now a martyr, whether you like it or not. Anyways, let's get into this, into these statistics here. Provided to us by Media Man, ladies and gentlemen, and dispelling the rumors left and right that are out there. And again, this is going to be really an ode to Media Man, as is the case. So do subscribe to Media Man, doing wonderful things in YouTube streets as we go on and react to some of his videos here. As we get into it, let's get into it. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live.
White men currently, because white men out-earn them, and they also can't compete in their households because even though currently they are making more than black women, not enough to be considered. The gap in income between a black woman and a black man isn't enough for him to get the label of primary breadwinner for his household. So he's on average. So he's stuck in this place where he feels like he can't compete with the white male because he's making less money. And he also feels like he can't sustain his household because even though he might be making more than his wife, the gap isn't big enough for him to say, I am the primary breadwinner for my family.
In America, the black woman out-earns and out-educates your mate. What power do we have?
Who we see again here, Dr. Umar Johnson, foe to the black man everywhere. Let me say that. Sometimes he has a moment of clarity, but again, sometimes it comes out with ish like this.
More black women are graduating from colleges, which in turn will...
Kendra G, another one who's followed within the footsteps of Kevin Samuels, quite simply. And she's finding out what Kevin Samuels knew all along, and she had to take a few years to learn. Let's go.
there, of course, there's black men that are doing well, but if you have more black women graduating from college, more likely more black women might do more than black financially better
Okay, we all hear the lies, so let's, yeah, they're lies.
than black men.
A lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men.
Again, here is Tyler Perry spewing nonsense, but again, he doesn't exactly walk on the same side of the street as most black men do. Funny that. Let's continue.
Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around this.
That's a lie in and of itself. We dispersed that on Talk Live from the good doctor here, whose name I just can't clearly recall. Let's go.
This is not about a competition thing. It's about level setting the conversation so we can have relationship discussions in good faith.
Shout out to my man Media, man.
News
Let's go.
Release, 18 January 2024. And this is from 2023 fourth quarter earnings. Among the major race and ethnicity groups, the 2023 fourth quarter median annual earnings were: Asian men were at the top at 90,000, Asian women 71,000, white men 69,000 annually, white women $55,000 annually, black men $55,000 annually, black women $50,470, Hispanic men $50,120, Hispanic.
Which again, I highlight black men and black women in this caption here, and so much for rings being rung round. Again, I am going to push this in a very, very monotone tone as ordered by my girlfriend. Okay, so just letting you know that that is indeed the case. Let's continue.
Women $43,880. Black men are number 5. Black women are right behind them on number 6. And this is 2023 fourth quarter. Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. Usual weekly earnings of wage and salary workers fourth quarter 2024. I just told you guys that black men were number 5. Black women were right under them at number 6. Among the major race and ethnicity groups, the 2024 fourth quarter median annual earnings: Asian men, 87,000, Asian women, 71,000, white men, 68,000. And look at what we have here. Black men in the fourth quarter of 2024 earned $58,136. And black men earned $1,118 for every quarter weekly, then we would earn $58,000. So I just put the approximates up there just to give y'all an example of where we stand, okay? Higher than white women.
Let that sink in for a second. Not only are we out earning black women who, curse us as the day is long for the fact that we can marry outside our race, but we're also out earning the women who would wish to take us up in marriage for those who are confident, intelligent, and assertive that black women don't want. White women. This is from the biggest economy in the world, the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in. Black men have come a long way from being considered deadbeat dads and jailbait and only good at having a wicked jump shot or moves on the football field or the soccer pitch, either one. It has come to the attention of the world now that black men are truly entrenched in the middle class, because as soon as you jump over white women, that's it. You're in. You are in. So let it not be said ever again, even though it will, that black men can't earn as much as white men. Who, again, there's a $10,000 gap. Again, these are United States statistics. United States, the biggest economy in the world. And there is a way to go, but to beat their white female counterparts is a huge thing. We are truly entrenched in the middle class here. 54% of black men single and childless, 61% in the middle class. We are truly entrenched. I see that was a statistic that Kevin Samuels once so eloquently quoted. And now I would say that goes up to about 65%, if by estimation. Well done to us. Remember, 97% of us are single or familial, fully tax-paying citizens not in jail, people. Let that sink in again. And then we will keep hitting this on the head because not many of you are believing this. So we have the stats to prove it. Let's continue.
This is the first time that black men have ever out-earned white men or white women. Black men for the fourth quarter in 2024 increased their earnings to finally out-earn white women. So that puts us for that quarter in the number 4 position. And remember, like I said, last year, fourth quarter, we were number 5. So black men are increasing their annual income moving into 2025. Shout out to you, black men. I told y'all, just keep going, man. Keep going. No matter what y'all see on social media, people calling the black community a matriarch, the black community would be in shambles if it wasn't for black men. In response,
you heard what he said? The black community would be in a shambles if not for black men. And this is the absolute truth. This is the real reality of things. So when you hear all black men are being run rings around and by black women, we're the ones who are low down, which, I mean, black women are usually, they outpace us 3-1 in regards to the LGBTQ community. We're in jail. Well, there's only 3 million, United States citizens, let alone Canadian citizens, who are in jail, period. And that's all races. So I don't know what that is. So seems we're doing well. We're doing favorably well than everyone else. And you know who's noticing this? Other races of women. See the NFL draft in 2025. You'll see a difference, people. It's a trend. It's growing. And that is a tangible view of what's happening within the black community in terms of black wealth and where it's being transferred to. Take heed, black women, for those you consider the forgotten rock will become the cornerstone to someone. Because we're good earners, we're good fathers, some of the most involved fathers on the planet. And by these statistics, we out-earn white women too. Really? Let's continue with this.
to what do black men do? Black men, I got you. Out of the 3% majority black-owned businesses, 53% of majority-owned black are owned by black men. 39% had black women majority owners, while 8% had equal male/female ownership. Black men own about 95% of black-owned banks in the United States. Yes, black people do own banks. I have a
Yes, black men, in particular, black people in general, do own banks. 95% of them are owned by black men. 53% of the black community's businesses are owned by men. Usually involving some sort of contracting, some sort of HVAC, some sort of trucking business, some sort of blue-collar business, yes. But they're starting to move into the white collar as well. So for all of the rebuke that we receive from all corners, including our own women, we are indeed destroying stereotypes. And remember, if I don't say it, and us black men don't say it, no one else will. Not even our women. Not even our women. That's the deficit that we are in. See that woman's face here on Talk Live here on YouTube? See how angry she looks? Because she realized that despite all of the misgivings that are put upon our shoulders, we still rise above. Continue.
whole video out there that I'm going to show you guys a thumbnail for. And also, as of February 2024, there were 16 black billionaires in the world. And of those 16, 10 are from the United States, with eight of those billionaires in the United States being black men, and only 2 are black women.
And do remember, when it comes to black female or female wealth in particular, for the most part, it usually comes through inheritance or divorce. Now, I wouldn't doubt if it came via, sheer dearth of effort, but chances are it isn't. And to those who received it by the sweat of the brow, kudos to you. Kudos to you. However, chances are that is not the case. Usually for those 16 black billionaires in the world, 10 of which are American, chances are they have to start that on their own because nobody was giving that to them. Nobody was going to give that to them. There's no network like the Jews have, the Asians have, and the Indians have, which we need to start, quite simply. But we had to create this wealth by the fruit of our efforts. By long days and short nights. Working our tails off to the bone in order to change our incomes, fortunes, wealth, and image. I love hearing this. Let's continue.
As of 2023, there were nearly 2 million black millionaires in the United States, which is about 8.8% of the total number of millionaires in the country. Remember, black men only represent 7% of the population, the U.S. population. Black men roughly represent 80% of the millionaires in the black community. Black men own 18 of the 20th largest black businesses in the United States, which stem from goods and services, industrial, entertainment, transportation, finance, companies in communication, engineering, food services, and farming. Also, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are over 100,000 barbers in America. Slightly more than 20% of those barbers are black men, even though black men only represent 7% of the population. Crazy, right? African American barbers are a significant component of the men's grooming industry that Forbes estimated in 2015 to exceed $20 billion. Yeah, you are doing.
So, what does that teach us all? That even if you're a barber, you're a business owner, and if you're a business owner, that you're an income earner, and if you're an income earner, chances are, especially as a barber these days, you're doing quite well. Because not only are black people coming to see you, everyone else is coming to see you. White, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, because we're the trendsetters. We're the ones who, set forth culture. When it comes to hip hop, when it comes to music, comes to acting, we are the ultimate in cool. Black men are the ultimate in cool. And where does that cool come from? How we look in the world. How we shape our hair in the world. The way that skin fades are now in. Guess who started that? Yeah. Those guys. Us. And so the world comes to see us to look good. People want to be us, look like us, so they'll consult us in how we look. Now, it's the same thing for black women, of course. I mean, the whole weaving system as well. It comes from black. Our white women also subscribe to that as well. But usually, when white women go, to seek out, to get a hairpiece put in, they consult themselves. They never go to black women, really. But the world, when it comes to black male hair or male hair in general, they come to see us. Funny that. And again, like he said, it's a $20 billion industry in the United States, let alone anywhere around the world, anywhere around the Western world. So we're not just degenerates after all, aren't we? Let's continue.
Great. I'm proud of you. So white women were right behind black men for the fourth quarter of 2024 with $56,888. Hispanic men actually jumped from 7 to 6. Unfortunately, black women dropped in the fourth quarter, and this is the second time that this has happened. So 50,856. This is the first time that Hispanic men have leapfrogged black women. You guys are going to see why this matters and why I keep speaking to black women about their economic standing, because I did not want to see this happen. Hispanic women are still 8th at $43,888. So what does that mean? The last time I showed you guys this information, I told you that there was a decrease and an increase in the black community. Black men's annual income increased, black women's annual income decreased. Now you see fourth quarter.
That's lost on a lot of black women. They think they're running rings around us, but their annual income is decreasing, not increasing, in the greatest economy in the world. So if it's decreasing there, don't you think it would be decreasing in most developed countries? Even in Africa? Because again, the trends from the United States usually displays the trends of the world. In the Western world, that is. So who needs to step their game up now? Oh. Wow, let's not say anything. Let's continue here.
Quarter 2024, Hispanic men have now taken over black women in the earnings department for that particular quarter for weekly earnings. I'm trying to explain this as best possible. For 12 weeks, Hispanic men out-earned black women in the fourth quarter. In 2023, black men in the fourth quarter were number 5. Now they're number 4 for the fourth quarter, 2024. And you see right there, black women were right behind black men at 6. Now it's Hispanic men and black women dropped to 7. So the way that the BLS gets the averages for the year is every time they put out an earnings report for every quarter. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I just showed you guys the fourth quarter. So they averaged out all of those earnings reports from every quarter, which are 4 income reports, and they put them all together and they tell you how much everybody made for the complete year. Median usual weekly earnings of full-time wage and salary workers by selected characteristics annual averages. You have Asian men, 89,000, Asian women, 70,000, white men, 66,000, white women, 55,000, black men, 52,000. We earned $1,000 every week. But Hispanic men actually out-earned black women for the whole year of 2024 at 50,000. Black women's annual earnings decreased to $47,944, and Hispanic women are still in 8th at $43,224. So,
shout out to King Onan. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I love black women. I only date black women. For any black woman to say that they are superior to you in terms of salary, in terms of earnings, in terms of business development, in terms of billionaires, in terms of sheer income, let that be dispelled right now. And I will sing it from the rooftops because the evidence is clear. Going into 2025, I guarantee you, black women will be the fourth most earning demographic in the United States. And that will continue. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that. So who needs to step their game up? I know of one woman who has stepped their game up. But for the wide diaspora who have literally made it their mission to denigrate and dismiss, besmirch, and downright hate on us, shame on you. Because no one else is coming for you. And we are indeed good enough. So forevermore, let that be said instead of this utter trash we hear from the likes of Umar Johnson. Well, I don't know if he's a doctor anyway, but anyway. From Umar Johnson, from Kendra G, from Tyler Perry, from any of these clowns who purport utter vile rhetoric. Untruths that cannot be substantiated by fact or evidence. Take these stats to heart, because unless black women step up, that won't be changing. And I'll tell you what, Hispanic men are coming for you. Not just, we're out of here. It's Hispanic men you got to look out for. Those are the ones who you need to hate. And they're even outpacing you. I am silent on this issue. But no more. And I'll keep hammering these points in the head until black women themselves realize how much they truly need us. Thank you very much for joining the Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment.
Why is this important for the Black community? For one, it shows you guys that whatever you hear in social media about Black men and how we're suffering, it's not true. Yes, of course, we can do better. Everybody can do better, but we're on an upward trajectory. Now, what happened with Black women, they're now earning less than Hispanic men. In regards to relationships, the most popular conversation that I see on these spaces is the 50-50. And if you guys now see that Black men make almost $5,000 more than Black women, it may be in your best interest to fix your attitude and start partnering with these upward mobile Black men. So,
did you hear that? Wait. Let me bring that back. Even I've been saying this for years, that we as Black men are your only hope. Media Man's telling you the same thing. We are indeed your only hope to upward mobility. Could you say that again, please, Media Man? I didn't hear you. Hold on.
Start partnering with these upward mobile Black men. So the best way that we can, build generational wealth is to start partnering with one another. That's how we're going to build generational wealth. The best.
Generational wealth is when we start pairing up with each other. They're absolutely right. Every other race of people do it. But Black women want to separate themselves. If you wish to do so, it will be to your downfall, because the world is getting wise. Unfortunately. My parents knew the lesson. However, when Gen X and millennials and now Zennials they tend to not be listening. My girlfriend's listening. She's Black herself. But common sense ain't common. Let's continue.
The best way is to get married. The second best way is to partner. Cooperate. Be friendly. Nice. Things of that nature. And I'm speaking directly to Black women. Because this.
Yes, indeed. Speak directly to them, because the resting bitch face attitude that comes for Black men will only leave you alone. And 2030 is coming, in which half of the female population will be single. Half. That means when a bump goes in the night, you're going to have to wait for the cops to come and get you. And they're not usually forthcoming anytime soon. So, gonna be some cold nights out there, boy. And, oh yeah, if you want to go down the Alphabet Gang route, I very much doubt that. I'll let you do the math for yourself. But thank you very much to Media Man there. Hold on, wait a second. No, we're good. I think that is the key and the crux to my argument tonight, is that the idea that Black men are falling off, are degenerate, are down low, are in jail, are not good fathers, all these rumors are being dispelled one by one by one. And you know what shows that more importantly than anything else? Are marriage statistics, because they are indeed not as loyal as they used to be, because every other race of women are now taking note, seeing, including those white women we just passed by there. They are definitely taking note. Oh yeah, they're definitely. Take it from me, they are taking notes. So it's up to you if you want to be alone. Other women will oblige, because, hey, they know we're good men and good fathers. So, but anyways, we're not done with Media Man, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live here on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We have more stereotypes to dispel of through Media Man here. Here's another carpetbagging liar of a woman who, I don't know if she does have a medical degree, but that's left to prove. Anyway, Dr. Bryant, black men are weak. You don't protect us. Well, black women on social media despise black men. Protect who? That seems an interesting look. Let's have a look here through Media Man's second video here. Yes, like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into this here with Dr. Bryant. Another one of these shameless women who spew out illogical and extremely mistaken facts. Let's continue.
Comes to things that are said about us, whether it's on a podcast, in the bathroom, in the boardroom, and wherever, because when you allow men of any race outside of your race to think that they have the freedom to say this, one, it makes you look soft, it makes you look weak and low functioning, and it tells them you can pull us over and you can press us like that, because the black man didn't press you when he was in your presence and you were saying it. He's damn sure not gonna press you when we're out there by ourselves. We gotta start supporting each other, man.
Black women have no equity with black men on social media. None. Black women spend years, spend months, spend hours talking foolery about black men all day, every day on social media, especially TikTok. But all of a sudden, when something like this happens, black women throw rocks and hide their hands. Oh, we're innocent. We need black men to protect us now because they shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. Because if you ask black women, how do you think black men perceive y'all based off the way that you talk about black men on social media? They will tell you straight up, we hate black men.
Fucking with y'all.
He is absolutely correct. Why do you want our protection when you feel that you don't need our protection, that you don't need our love, you don't want it nor need our provision? Why should we protect you now? When other races of men take literal shots at you. Now we're supposed to come to the rescue? When for a good 20 to 30 years, it's just been black men this and black men black. Black men ain't shit. Black men are gay. Black men are always in jail. Black men don't make good fathers. Black men are terrible human beings. Well, we're supposed to come to your rescue. We're supposed to protect you when there's a bump in the night. Okay.
Before the election, we're still not effing with y'all after the election.
I did want to say this to black men. Y'all gotta stop seeking validation from black women when you vote, because I've seen a lot of black men posting, the votership results and showing that black men, almost 80% voted for Vice President Harris. All the black men were like, "See, black women, it's not our fault. We tried to help y'all." A lot of black men are still seeking the validation of black women when it should be the other way around.
Media Man is right. We need to stop simping for black women because they don't like us. A good minority, I wouldn't say the majority, I say a good minority don't like you. They don't like you as a black man. They don't like the fact that you can go outside your race. They don't like the fact that you are earning despite all things to the contrary. They don't like the fact that you are in pro sports and earn millions of dollars and seek refuge in other women's arms. They hate that. They cannot stand that. See NFL draft. They can't stand it. They can't stand that we can go around the world and bag. Can't stand that. And for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, We get the hate. We get the rebuke. We get the vitriol. And it's totally uncalled for because we still marry black women at an overabundance. We're still very race loyal when it comes to things. And yet, we still get the abuse. We still get the rebuke. We still get the absolute denigration. So let's say this. Stop simping for black women. Stop it. Stop it. Because if a black woman loves you, she'll show you. If she hates you, don't take the hate. If there's another woman that's out there who will love you, protect, honor you, we're the protectors really, who will love you, honor you, cherish you, that's what it has to be now. Until black women wise up, until they become more alone and understand that there's no one coming for you. For the most part, no one's coming for you. You're the least married and most divorced for a reason. And until you learn the lesson that black men are here for you, and there are good black men out there who may not be 6 feet, who may not have 6 inches, who may not have the 6-pack, who may not have the, who may not have the 6 acres of land, or 60,000 acres of land, let's say that. Let them be alone. Let them be alone. Because believe me, they are not, a good minority of them are not your friends. And it's a shame. Because we've always been here, but it's a shame that we have come to this point in time. Do let me know if my mic is going well in the comments, if you can, please, on Instagram. I just want to know because I'm trying a new microphone system out here and just want to know if it's going well. But let's get to you.
Don't y'all think? Because as you see now, they don't care if you voted for, Kamala Harris or not. You still get cooked on social media.
Remember, black men voted for Kamala Harris at an 80% clip. I'd say 75 to 80% clip. Still getting hated on. We're one of the few demographics that voted for Kamala Harris in droves. But again, they still hate on us. So let them be alone. Let them be alone. Their own stereotypical vices and strikes quite literally are dooming them to failure. And that 2030 number of 50% of women being single, a lot of them, unfortunately, will be black women. Let's go.
I wanted to clear something up. There are a lot of black men who voted for Kamala, and they believe that voting for Kamala was somehow going to fix the gender divide between black men and black women. And I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen, okay? There is no way possible y'all could be this delusional that you thought...
Nah, we're going to leave her in the streets. That's it. Just leave her in the streets.
Oh, we see the percentages, we see the numbers, we see so many...
Leave her with the cats and the dogs. Let them be her solace at night. Maybe they'll provide her with warmth and heat and milk.
Black men wanted to vote for Kamala or did vote for Kamala. So there are allies now. All of a sudden overnight. Now there are allies. Now they give a damn about us. Let's stick together, right? Absolutely not. Okay?
They're the ones who hate you, guys. This is typical. These are the ones who hate you, who dislike you. And the fact of the matter is they've utterly tried to switch sides and do the swirl. But you know what ends up with them? They end up bitter because they realize that they've been fetishized. And they only want you for a time, and then they're back to Mrs. Cartwright, as the eloquent Crimson Cure would say. And now they're here, still hating, not realizing that we are their salvation. Oh well. It's like the old saying. A man was lost at sea, and he prayed to God for, some sort of sign of rescue. And he sent a boat, and he said, no, God's going to come for me. And he sent a ship, and he said, God's going to come for me. And he said, a canoe and a raft, he said, God's going to come for me. He eventually died. And he went up to the pearly gates and said, God, why didn't you come for me? But he said, wait a minute, I sent you a boat, I sent you a raft, I sent you a canoe, and you didn't take any of these things? There we have the analogy of black women. Let's go.
And I'm not saying that there are not some black men individually that are allies with black women. But we
see, she wants a specific type black man, the rule of 6 type black men, 6 feet, 6 inches, six pack, and 6 figures. That's the black men she's looking for. But if they're not forthcoming, all hell to the rest of them. Oh well. Let her dog and her cat keep her warm.
We know that the number is not that high. We were divested from y'all way before this election. Leave us alone.
We need y'all to, when you see us out in the street, to speak.
But again, they want our protection when things go bump in the night. Okay. The gauntlet has been thrown, gentlemen. It's up to us to take it. Let's continue.
To be kind, to be loving as we should to y'all.
Leave us alone. So I just wanted to make that very clear, that if we were not fucking with y'all before the election, we're still not effing with y'all after the election.
Ask black women, do they talk about black men on social media? Matter of fact, where was y'all when every quarter a black woman goes viral for disparaging black men and how they want to date white men?
I definitely fall.
I'll tell you where they were. They were in the comments, cheering along with said defamatory comments being made against black men. They were cheering. But you know what black men have done? Stayed silent, stayed the course, did the work, and now other people are starting to notice that work, and now we're being taken away one by one by one by one. It's okay. It's fine. Be part of that 50% of women who will be single by 2030, please, because that is your true campaign. It ain't the Kamala Harris thing for vice president or president. That's not the campaign. The campaign is 2030. 2030 is the campaign. That's the campaign you want to write down. I'm going to be a single woman by 2030. That's the campaign you want. Let's do that. They'll subscribe to that. Believe me, they'll subscribe to that. It's okay. The MacArthur Shears. Black women were given in the late 60s a choice between their men and government subsidies. You know what they chose? And government couldn't understand why. Okay, we give them less money. We're giving them money, but they have their men there, and they're not choosing their men. Look it up. It's true. And the same then as it is now, unfortunately, because we were once one of the highest rated groups of people on the planet. We were married at a 70-80% clip because we needed each other. They knew then we needed each other, but now it's a case of, they're single independent and they don't need it. So they're left to their own devices. The only thing is, black men will move on with somebody if we really choose to be. And that's shown in the statistics. And that will only grow as our income grows.
Into the stereotype of the undesirable black woman. However, none of that stops me from dating and choosing very consciously to not and never again date black men.
Good. So stay fetishized. Stay being used by every other race of them, because let me tell you something. They're going back to their women. For the most part. They're going back. You are just a fantasy fulfilled. Once you're done, they're going to head back. See Travis Kelce. Because celebrity usually is the window to reality, as it were. See Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce had his black woman there, and the black women are cheering, shouting from the rooftops, until he got it in his head that, you know what, I don't know if I can do with all this fried chicken and big ass stuff. I'm gonna go back to skinny butt Taylor Swift. I'm gonna go right back there because I like my skinny ass white women, because even if they make more money than I do, they'll still be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive, guaranteed. For the most part, you'll get the odd woman, independent, white woman, disease and such, and for the most part they're quite loyal. And actually, they voted. They were quite loyal when it came to that election, didn't they? Yeah, the U.S. election that just passed. You see, black women thought that the white women will vote with them for Kamala. No, they voted with their men. They voted with their men. Let me see if there's any commentary. And that's why Trump's in office right now, because when white women know when it comes down to it, they are with their men. Kareem says, hi, Elliot. Order your Scherzer jersey now. We need another bat now. Yeah, indeed. Need another bat. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Kareem. I am very happy about Scherzer coming to the Jays. He's going to help that pitching staff, definitely. But, yeah, I'm looking for Alonso. I'm looking for Bregman, guaranteed. But a lot of these, let me say this, a lot of these white women are looking for some of these athletes, these white athletes. But you know what those white athletes are looking for? Just like every other white man out there, they're looking for their own. Because people are usually race loyal when they come down to it. So if a black woman wants to be a white man's fetish, to put it nicely, so be it. Let's continue. Thank you very much for joining Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on Road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Comment below on what we're talking about tonight. Black man thriving in 2025.
An unhappy black woman with a fine-ass white man. I've never seen it. And we could talk about it more. Because the ones that be happy as hell with their white man, they be getting everything that they want. And that's...
You sure about that?
That's going to be me next. Happily...
You sure about that?
In love, living a life. They man spoiling them. They just...
You sure about that?
Over there. Where the white man at?
They're out there for you, absolutely. They're there for you to be used as their, how should I say, their fantasy, to put it bluntly. And then they'll be done with you, like everybody else, but you think it's different. You see, here's the thing. It's been 400 years since you've tried to do this. Since we've been in the Western world. In 400 years you've been trying. Things have changed to a certain extent through Loving versus Virginia, absolutely, but not to any great extent. If you see the statistics, I think it's only about, in terms of interracial marriage, I think black women and white men only make up about 1%, maybe 1 to 2% of said marriages. And the most of them really come from Asian women and white men, because you know what? They understand that they are fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. But you're not going to get that from a black one, really. So it's not really a zero. I'm just saying, black women. I'm saying this out of love. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, chances are it's with your own. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
I'm at the point where I'm sick. Like, I am. Y'all give nothing no more. So
okay, no black man or white man or any man would want to be with you. You seem to be aggressive. You seem to be masculine. You seem to be toxic. You seem to be just a lowbrow choice of a woman, unfortunately. But I mean, somebody will find you, but it's usually lower on the totem pole. Let's continue.
Staying out of my comfort zone now, and I'm gonna get me a Caucasian man.
I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men.
Black men, y'all need to do better. Y'all really need to do better.
We are doing better, but she didn't get the memo.
There's no reason why I should have a white man of 6'2", 220.
Yeah, these white men aren't coming for you. They're coming for their own. Just saying.
White collar, blue jeans and white sneakers wearing white man.
They're coming for sex, and then they're leaving.
Sit right in my face. Look me dead in my eyes. Didn't
look you dead in your eyes as they, commit intercourse with you. Absolutely.
Stutter not nail one time and tell me that he cannot understand for the life of him how a black man who looks homeless.
Actually, we're not very homeless at all, actually. You would tend to be the homeless ones, not us.
The audacity or the courage to approach a black woman.
Because we know what we're getting with you. We're getting loud, we're getting aggressive, we're getting masculine, and we're not getting cooperative and submissive. So black men are starting to leave.
Black women have no problem talking mess about black men all day, every day. Black women will straight up tell y'all asses that they hate us on social media.
If you are dealing with a black man, you need to have at least the small thought that he may have either been involved with a man sexually or he is actively still dealing with men, and you don't.
Again, of the LGBTQ community, they tend to be black women because they are considered the majority of the bisexual and gay community. I think they outnumber 3 and 1 in terms of that category. Hold on, wait a second. We have the statistics here. 61% of black LGBTQ adults are women. Look at that. 39% of black alphabet gang adults are men. Well, look at that. It is 3 to 1. These are United States statistics, but usually this is, the common theme for the Western world, period. And even in Africa, too. Yeah. Black women outnumber black men in the alphabet gang community 3 to 1. Here's some more statistics. There are over 11 million LGBTQ adults living in the United States. Okay. About 40% of LGBTQ adults are people of color, including 12% who identify as black again, and then you get those statistics. So there are approximately 266,200 more LGBTQ black women than black men. Do you see what I'm talking about in terms of lies? Do you see? More lies. Because women can quote things, but they can't statistically prove it. All of it is rhetoric, because girls like to talk, so we let them talk. They give a falsified proof, but it's through men like Medium Man who give us the real deal. And then we have to disperse it throughout the black community, throughout the world, really, because, again, those stereotypes are getting out there, but we can't buy into them. Black women outnumber us 3 to 1 in the LGBTQ community. Why? Because a lot of black women identify themselves as bisexual. That's the B part. And the L part, okay. Caller, what's up, man? How are you? I hope all is well. I'm trying to straighten the community in terms of black statistics. I'm just letting you know, Caller, that black men are doing fine in 2025. We're thriving in 2025. We're actually outpacing white women in terms of salary these days. I thought you should know. Anyways, we're going to come back to hour 2. Caller, King Onan, Lana BK, and the rest of you, please come on back for the second hour of Talk Live. Hope to see you then. Talk soon. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live here on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And, oh, yes, indeed. Okay, yeah, we got it. And, yes, we're getting back to here to live here on IG, so let me get back to that right away as we continue this. But this is what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of these... Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live on IG, YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're into the second hour of the Black Men Are Thriving in 2025. Shout out to my man Kohler, who was here with me in the last hour, and we are talking about how black men are indeed thriving in 2025. And if we don't tell a story, no one will, because black women won't. Oh, they will not. They will not do that. Unless you're the likes of Crimson Cure, unless you're the likes of Michelle Henry. They'll tell the truth. But for the most part, black women won't, because they don't want the truth to get out there. They want us to remain deaf, dumb, and blind. And it should be them who should be supporting us, because chances are we're going to be the ones who building generational wealth together. But a lot of black women are. They want to be part of that 50% who will be single and childless by 2030. It's totally fine. Anyways, so let's continue with the story here. Thank you very much for staying with me here on Talk Live on IG, YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get back to it.
You don't know about it. Me personally, whenever I've dealt with a black man, I've always just had it in the back of my head based off of certain things where I'm like,
where you have no proof whatsoever, but we'll let your weave continue.
Like, he probably is or has had relations with another man.
And that's a lie, as you know, as you can see by the statistics. Chances are you and your girlfriends are the ones who are scissoring, not us.
And before.
Black men are having a hard time because they can't compete financially with white men currently, because white men out-earn them. And they also can't compete in their households, because even though currently they are making more than black women, not enough to be considered. The gap in income between a black woman and a black man isn't enough for him to get the label of primary breadwinner.
Let's read the statistics here together, ladies and gentlemen. 2022, according to 23 Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's the United States, black men increased their median annual earnings while black women's actually decreased? That's the question. And so let's go into this. 2022 black men's median earnings in 2022 are $53,690. 2023 black men's median earnings increased to $55,570, a $1,880 jump. From 2022, black women's median annual earnings were $51,430. Black women's median annual earnings decreased to $50,470, so it went down by $960. So therefore, black men are projected to increase their 2024 annual income despite the occupational segregation, workforce discrimination, and lack of support from their own community, and that community being black women. We're still doing our thing despite these slights against us. Now, these things are slowly ebbing away. However, they're still there. Believe me, they're still visible. Even from our own kind, they're visible. Which is an absolute shame. Let's continue.
His household. So he's on average. So he's stuck in this place where he feels like he can't compete with the white male because he's making less money. And he also feels like he can't sustain his household because even though he might be making more than his wife, the gap isn't big enough for him to say, I am the primary breadwinner for my family.
See, that black women, white women all believe in hypergamy. So therefore, they always want a man who earns double what they're earning. The fact of the matter is, men in general earn about $50,000. That's the average man. Black, white, Hispanic in general. They earn only about $50,000 a year. So why are black men painted with this brush and not white men? Not Hispanic men? Not, to a certain extent, Asian men? Indian men? Why are they not painted with the same brush? That's my question. because a median average, a median wage is a median wage. That goes across the board. Yet they are not held to the same standard and to the same sort of vitriol and critique that black women hold us to. White women are very, very happy with their men earning $50,000, $60,000 a year for the most part. Yes, there are those who are, simply superficial in terms of their salary, and most women usually are, because most women are hypergamous. But women need to level set themselves. Now, this goes across the board. Not only black women, but women in general. Anyways, because their expectations of what men should be earning are way too high. See the likes of Fresh and Fit, see the likes of whatever podcast, and they'll level set you themselves if you ever had the chance to look at those things. But, black women don't. Black women in general don't like looking at these things because they don't like to hear the truth. Anyways, let's continue.
In America, the black woman out-earns and out-educates your mate. What power do we have over you?
Again, Umar Johnson, enemy of the black men everywhere.
More black women are graduating from colleges, which in turn will mean that of course, there's black men that are doing well, but if you have more black women graduating from college, more likely more black women might do more than financially better than black men.
No, that's a lie, because most of those black women usually leave with bachelor's degrees and in majors in subject matter that aren't very lucrative, like social work, support facilities. There's one that's nursing. Nursing is good, but that is one of the few things that black women can actually earn money on, or owning their own business. And usually they go into businesses such as beauty supply, and also hairdressing for the most part. That doesn't earn much, if anything, because there's so much competition out there. So they usually go into certain career paths that don't earn a lot. Not to say that black women don't. There aren't others that do go into certain career paths that earn a lot, but that's very much in the distinct minority, as seen by statistics that's already been shown to you here on Talk to Talk Live. Let's continue. Oh, here's Tyler. Tyler, we miss you. What would you have to say? Waiting, Tyler.
Women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men.
That's a lie.
Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees.
They're not getting graduate degrees and doctorate degrees. That's a lie.
They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
And they're not. Because they're sixth ranked in terms of demographic in the United States, as already been proven here. So stop the lie, stop the joke.
Every quarter, there's a black woman that goes viral for talking mess about black men. So y'all have no equity built up with black men. So that's why it's rare that you see black men stepping in and speaking up for black women, because they have to take a step back and be like, well, shit, what happens when black women start talking mess about us? But now all of a sudden you call yourselves, justice warriors for black women because of a joke. Man, get the fuck out of here. And black women, y'all should be embarrassed as well when y'all know how y'all think about black men on social media. You wrong. All of y'all. Because you know how you think about black men on social media. So don't sit there and act innocent. You're not. I see it. And I love the black community. I love black women. And I may be the doofus for being the dude that's going to still try and help a black woman if I see her stuck on the side of the road. That number of black men is few and far between because of how y'all talk about us on social media. So you should be thanking God that you still got one man, even though I shouldn't, because I'm in this space. I get sent the clips of how much mess y'all talk about black men.
I don't date American.
Ah, yes, indeed. That's true. I mean, I'm one of the few as well who love black women and will only date black women. However, it's hard, especially when you're getting incentives from outside of your race, especially when you hear things on social media in which, well, wait a second. Let's hear what you have to say. Sorry, what was that?
Black men. I have never dated an American black man,
I think black men are all alike.
I genuinely want to know why black men make dating so difficult.
I just feel like being with a black man, we have to go through so many loopholes to get.
I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men.
And there you have it, people.
They need to be more sensitive when it comes.
And there you have it, people. There you have it. You flip through TikTok, you hear all these sentiments and rhetoric, and even though the statistics sell different, black women will always be the ones who spew out lies and just trying to think they're superior to us when they're not. They never were, and they never will be. Actually, we're now starting to be superior to white women. Ain't that something? Despite all the strikes against us, however, that should not stop a black man from his role to be confident, intelligent, assertive, to build more muscle, more money, learn game, hold frame. It should never stop that. And if black women are left behind, so be it, because they tried to leave us behind, ladies and gentlemen. Let that be clear. And finally, the Medium Man trouble ends here with Big Gip. Oh my God. No. Add him to the list, including Umar Johnson. Add him to the list, including Tyler Perry. Add him to the list, including many black men who are out there who think that, who buy the lies that black men earn less than black women. And hold on. Let's hear what he has to say. Through this video, Atlanta Rapper says black women are the first to earn more than black men. Is this true? Well, let's see. Oh, we know the rules. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's see what silliness and nonsense he has to say. Thank you, Medium Man, once again. Like, subscribe, comment to Medium Man.
That means y'all carry yourself different, y'all talk different, and y'all rule different. Now, that's where most men are having their problem. And there's no disrespect to nobody. But also, I've learned with powerful women, they run around a lot of time with gay men. And they expect a straight man to act like that type of man. And I don't be understanding, because you get along with that type of man, you think that those kind of conversations supposed to be over here with me. And I think a lot of times, you go in the club, you see girls, they running, they got their little crew with them, wham, and then it be like, for the straight man, we sitting in the club, how I'm supposed to come over there and holler at you when all that going on? You got to understand, too, that the women of power also walk around like men of power. They got everything around them. Now, you got to cut through all that to get to her. At the same time, you have to also understand that a man used to dealing with powerful women, I'll go mess with the strip club every time.
Okay, so why can't the men evolve?
Because they be looking at it like they not used to no woman making $200,000 clean money. They only
lies
do that in the street. To deal with that as a corporate woman, hey man, I got to change my tone, the way I talk, the way we gonna deal with this and everything. This is
the distinct minority.
The first generation where women walk around saying, hey bro, I got this shit.
Black women and some black men in the black community. Black women earn more than black men. I said me. According to the statistics, that's not true, and it's never been true. Black women and some black men in the black community. Why are you competing with black women?
Let's move forward a bit here, guys, as we finish up.
Rapper, correct? And to give him credit, he did say black women are the first women to make more money than men. We can assume or make an educated guess that he was saying black women are the first women to make more money than black men. Or he may mean black women are the first women to make more money than men in general, which wouldn't be a true statement, but I mean, it is what it is. So we're going to take it as he meant to say it's the first time that black women have out-earned black men. So now, you see why this stuff is important and why the statistics are important, because you see a panel full of people up there, and also the podcast is called The Reality Table, ironically. And so they took time to edit this video, put it out there when nobody referenced the information beforehand. So it's like, yeah, we just believe it is true. He didn't cite any statistics, none of that. And all the other stuff that he said, all the street knowledge, that's an opinion. And this is a prime example of how you can separate the two. When you blatantly lie about where black women stand in regards to black men, and then you have your opinion, I separate the two. I separate the lie, address that, and whatever his opinions are about black women and how they partner with gay men, that has nothing to do with me. What does have something to do with me is you lying about black men. And this comes directly on the heels when I just put out that video explaining the actual numbers. So that's why these conversations are important, because we get old heads like this that don't do the research, and they look at their anecdotal experiences and they see one black woman making $200,000 a year, and they automatically assume that all black women make more money than black men. And that's the problem. And black men, that's where we fail, because he represents us. And you seen there were black women on that podcast. They didn't say anything because it makes them feel good. So,
and this is where we have to separate black men from, how shall I say this to put it nicely, Negroes, such as Big Gip. Because Big Gip will talk a lot of nonsense without much proof. That's Negroes, in the nicest sense of the word. That's what Negroes do. I ain't gonna say that other word, but you can assume what it means, what I want to say, but I can't really say because it's not part of my vocabulary. But Negroes will talk as such. Black men will try to delve into the statistics and do away with the stereotypes, do away with the utter rhetoric, do away with the bile, do away with the tripe nonsense of a man like Big Gip. Trying to sound meaningful when he's meaningless.
Let me remind the black community once again, and you guys don't take my word for it. Go to BLS.com and type in exactly what it says at the top. You see that there? Median usual weekly earnings of full-time wage and salary workers selected by characteristics annual averages. So right here, as you can see, you have Asian men at the top. They make $1,700 weekly. I did the approximates to where if Asian men make $1,726 weekly for a whole 52 weeks, they would earn approximately $89,752. Asian women is right behind them at $1,300. White men, $1,200. White women, $1,061. Black men at number 5 for annual, $1,002. And then Hispanic men, $963 weekly. That is the turning point, because like Big Gip said, black women are the first women to out-earn men. And we could address both. Maybe he meant black men, or maybe he just meant men in general. None of that is true.
None of it.
Okay, brother? Now you see black women make less than Hispanic men at $922 weekly, and Hispanic women rounding out the bottom at $832 weekly. So black women don't make more than men. They don't make more than black men. And this is not a dig at black women. It's just me simply level setting the conversation, because we have guys like this that are feeding y'all lies. I'm trying to get black women to explain to black men how it makes them feel knowing that they make more than black men, hypothetically, because what the black community feeds them. Because I want to share that information to show people why I do these statistical dumps, because they don't have a choice but to feel that black men are less than if they know that they're beating black men in all of these categories. And I know there's going to be somebody in the comments saying, well, why are black women competing with black men in the first place? Brother, I asked the same.
I am asking one question. That map in the background there seems a bit, well, you'd have to explain that map to me, really. It seems quite interesting. But anyways, let's continue.
Question every day. I don't know why. I honestly don't. And I have yet to get an answer. But it is what it is. But it's the reality.
Let's go back quickly to that.
Brother, I ask the same question every day.
Yeah, let's go back quickly to what he had to say there.
Tell people why I do these statistical dumps, because they don't have a choice but to feel that black men are less than if they know that they're beating black men in all of these categories. And I know there's going to be somebody in the comments saying, well, why are black women competing with black men in the first place? Brother, I ask the same question every day.
And it's the truth. Why indeed do black women feel the need to compete with black men? Why? No other race of woman would ever compete with their men. They wouldn't. It would be a foregone conclusion that such a debate, such a divide, such a battle of the sexes is non-existent among other races. Absolutely non-existent. But in the black race, it seems to be a thing. And it's flabbergasting to know that we have to debate these topics within our own community when we should be getting together and making it a better one. Why be debating these topics when in fact we should be making our community better for each other? Building generational wealth. Making more black babies in the world. Having more black families in the world. More stable black families the way they used to. Why indeed are we going through these issues when in fact there is no need indeed? Anyways, that map is troubling me. It really is. I don't know if it's really a serious map. I call question into that, but anyways, that's another story for another day. Let's continue.
I don't know why. I honestly don't. And I've yet to get an answer. But it is what it is. But it's the reality that we live in. Okay? So I have to address these things. So yeah, the reality table, I'm going to tag you guys in this video. And it will behoove you to go ahead and retract what Big Gip said. He lied to y'all. Because he didn't give y'all any statistical points. He didn't tell you why he feels that way. He just spit it off thinking that y'all were supposed to believe it. And that makes y'all look ignorant because you don't know the information for yourselves. And you should.
Listen, you know what, Media Man, I love you, but you know these girls aren't going to do anything whatsoever about those statistics that you showed. Those verifiable statistics. They're not going to do anything of the sort with regards to researching or finding out for themselves. They're just going to believe rhetoric. These girls... I'm going to stop myself there. These girls are... It's the old story. You want to keep information away from the black community, especially black women, put it in a book. Because most of the black women, most of the black people in general, well, I would say a good minority of our people, and black women in particular, of that minority, are not, I repeat, not going to go and do the research themselves. No. They're not. That's why we have to thank goodness for a man like Media Man who does the work for our benefit as black men. And for that, I give an entirely huge debt of thanks to this man right here. Let him finish up. Thank you very much for joining me in Talk Live.
Should have challenged that man when he said that about black, especially the black men. Can't do nothing about the black women on there. But black men, y'all asses need to speak up. And I'm talking to the men that was on that platform. Don't let that man say that shit. You need to be doing the research for yourselves, okay? But over the past 2 days, I've learned a lot. And like I've said this before, if it took 50, 60 years for black women to get to the point that, they think black men are less than, it's probably going to take another 50 to 60 years to get them to acknowledge the truth. Or until 2053 comes around when the black community is projected to have a $0 net worth. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson for, putting that information out there. So I'm not banking on that, but black men, by all means, you guys celebrate this win. And I know there's people in the comment section say, don't get, too happy, black men. F that. Celebrate the small wins. I do it every day, bro. Every day. I don't want y'all to be like, man, that's not enough. We need to be doing more. I understand that. I address that in the video. But when we hit certain milestones, I need y'all to be loud and proud.
Yep.
Be thankful, man. We blessed. We doing well. We gonna continue to do well. I'm proud of y'all. Okay? That's coming from the heart, man. I see black men doing great things. Great things. Y'all just keep your head up, man. We doing good, all right?
Wonderful, wonderful sentiments there from Medium Man. Is indeed right. The world would hate against us, but you know what? We're still thriving. We're still surviving. We're still doing very, very, very well. And for that, we must thank Medium Man for bringing the truth to power. And I do mean a lack thereof. Because, again, let me get back to full cam here. Thank you very much for joining me in Talk Talk Live here on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get back to this. Ladies and gentlemen, let it be said, black men are thriving in 2025. They won't tell you. Mainstream media won't tell you. Your women, a lot of them won't tell you. They won't tell you. They'll tell you lies. They'll tell you innuendos. They'll keep you in the dark as the day is long. But the fact of the matter is you're doing very well in terms of the statistics. From the biggest economy in the world, the United States, black men are out earning white women these days. And that's a huge, huge milestone. And that should indeed be celebrated. And we need to celebrate ourselves. We're doing the right things. We're not buying into stereotypes. We are earning well. We are protecting and providing. We are making muscle, making money, learning game, holding frame. We are doing it. We are standing on business. And for that, we got to pat each other on the back. But it's a long road. It isn't over. Let's say that loud and clear. But we're doing better. I am a product of that better nature. I am a product of that better black man, my father. And for that, I will be forever grateful. But I've seen black men around me throughout my life, thank the Lord, who have done the same. People like Eddie Charles, people like Roy Filbert, people like my Uncle Bretnell in England, Bretnell Roach. I see, and more every single day. And for you gentlemen, black gentlemen, pat yourselves on the back because the world won't do it. And we need to do it ourselves. And to you, I salute you. We all salute you. Keep going. Keep doing what you must. Because Lord knows, your own kind's preying on your downfall. And yet we still rise. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live here on IG and YouTube. We're going to put out a Talk Talk Live minute this weekend regarding this. And for sure, that is definitely for sure. And again, shout out to black men everywhere. We're really doing the business. We're doing the work, and it's paying off. It really is paying off. Keep your head down. Keep working away, and life will get better, ladies and gentlemen. Life will indeed get better. Thank you very much for joining me in Talk Talk Live. We're going to end off here on YouTube. And good night from IG from Toronto. And thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live here on YouTube. This will be uploaded directly to YouTube right now, but there will be a Talk Talk Live minute that will be reflective of this night, and it will be uploaded on YouTube. So do look out for that. And again, thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I hope I was silent for my girlfriend tonight. She did ask me to do that, but you know what? When you have statistics such as these, for black men, you need not shout it from the rooftops. You just whisper it. Just whisper it into existence, and it's happening. And you know what? The world will see the change in due course. And I thank you very much for joining me and talking.